everybody. Welcome to Feathers and Light. This morning I'm doing a reading for Aries for the month of March. Hope everybody's well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and leave comments. Let me know how things are going. Let me know how the reading resonates with you. Only take from this reading what is right for you. Don't take anything that doesn't resonate, because it's not all going to be on point for everybody. As it's a general reading, it's not a personal reading. Okay, Spirit. Messages for Aries. Alright. Nothingness. Sorry, I don't do upside down. The Creator and Integration. Next, we're going to pull from the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. These are beautiful cards. I love these cards. I'm looking for messages from Spirit. Thank you. Queen of Air. Thank you. And Three of Air. There's an air sign around you helping you out in some way, shape or form this month. Next, we're going to pull an angel card. Messages from Spirit, please. Oops. Actually, we've got two that have come out, so I'm going to pull them both. A guardian angel card, retreat, and forgiveness. Maybe your guardian angel or whoever's watching out for you or there for you is an air sign, was an air sign. A strong sense of that here. All right. So, nothingness. The card of black. You're feeling very blur. And you feel like there's not a lot going on. However, you've been striving to create something. You have a very deep connection and strength behind what you're trying to create, and you feel like you're getting nowhere. But you just need to wait for things to come together, because sometimes things don't happen all at once. Sometimes things don't happen exactly when we want them to. And the universe needs to wait for everything to align for you to perhaps see tangible evidence that what you're creating and what you're working on and what you've invested so much of your passion and drive, which I can see there's a lot behind this, to progress it beyond it feeling like nothingness. It's feeling a little bit like Groundhog Day, I suppose. You feel like you're not getting anything out of it. You're not seeing progress. However, this is Spirit telling you that there's stuff happening behind the scenes. Even though, you know, you've got this snake here sort of swallowing its tail. Perhaps there's some people that are swallowing their words. Perhaps they've doubted you. This is a little bit of the dark side. Harmony always prevails. You just need to hold on a little bit more. Let that creative flow, let that motivation continue to propel you along with what your focus is at the moment, because everything is going to fall into place. You've got the yin and yang, you've got a lot of, there's sort of the two sides to the face. You can see they're different colors. There's a lot of things coming together, but in the center, everything is being held in your hands And there's a very bright light behind it, symbolizing in this picture that it's actually going to be really positive. So that's fantastic. Even though you're feeling a whole lot of nothingness, sometimes this can also be a representation of your mental health, that you're not feeling, not that you're not feeling happy, but you feel like you're losing momentum, and there's a little bit of a numb feeling, like, oh, why am I doing this? I'm feeling numb. I'm not feeling great from this anymore. You have to remember what motivated you and what sent you on this path to create, to be the center of this passion that it is, because you are the center of it. If you're not there, if you're not doing this and you're not motivated, it's not going to work. So there's great things behind it. You've got a great idea. If it's something to do with a relationship or family, your intention behind this is really pure and it's full of passion, and you do hold that light, so you could be the one that helps bring everybody together, but you just have to wait for everything to align. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it's going to. This is spirit telling you it's going to. You're going to come out of this horrible, nothing's really working, or it doesn't seem like I can see progress. You need to center on what's motivated you and the passion you've got behind that, because it is going to come together. It's very positive. It is going to come all together. It's a little bit about taking time for yourself as well, because I feel that you push. You're trying to get ahead in this, and because you're feeling like, oh gosh, a bit stagnant, nothing's really working here, you're perhaps losing motivation but being pretty hard on yourself, and you really need to stop that, because you're going to burn out very quickly if you keep putting that amount of pressure on yourself. And if it hasn't worked out just as you thought it might at this stage, you just got to wait, because everything's going to come together. And you know what? That ties in really beautifully with our Three of Air card, because Three of Air is a silver lining. This is something that perhaps hasn't panned out the way you expected it to, perhaps the way you've planned it to, because you've been so invested in this. However, there is a silver lining. Something has happened the way it has to protect you, or if it's like work and study and that sort of thing, it's because that wasn't the right path for you. If it's related to relationships and family, it hasn't happened the way you've been trying to push things to happen, because there's another option and it's going to be better. It's going to be that silver lining. This is a sign of someone else coming in to give you a hand as well, to perhaps offer support, offer advice. And we've got two air cards, so I do feel that it's a sign that aligns with that. When something doesn't work out, it really is Spirit's way of protecting you. So although it doesn't feel positive at the moment, try to remind yourself that it is actually really positive, because I think something much better is going to come of this, and all of your hard work is going to pay off. It's going to be fantastic. Part of this silver lining and things perhaps not going the way you've planned, because you're feeling like it's a little bit slow, it's not really working, or perhaps you've had some disappointment and now you're stuck in, oh, I don't know what to do next because I've put everything into it. Wait for the universe to work with you, because you need to put it out in the universe what you need, and it may not come back the way you expect, which could be where you've had a little bit of rejection or it's gone off course a little bit, but that's okay, because this card, the Queen of Air, is all about setting boundaries, and these boundaries create really new opportunities, because it's about being very self-aware and having really clear communication and very well organized with whatever it is you're trying to achieve, which does tie in, because if you've been working super hard, which is the feeling that I'm getting from this, is you're working super hard trying to achieve this goal. And it doesn't have to be work. It could be emotionally and with family and relationships. That's okay. It can be either. But you have been working super hard on this. And it's okay for you to set boundaries to protect yourself, but you also need to be really organized, because whatever you're putting in hasn't worked perhaps the way you thought, which is where the silver lining is coming in. You need to be well organized with your thoughts and your feelings, and perhaps get a little bit more clarity, because if you don't have clarity, it's going to be really hard for things to come together. So remember to look at the positives and be mindful that things might not have worked out, or they've slowed down, or they're not going the way you thought they would, but there is a silver lining and things will come together, because you are the one that's pedaling behind this and doing all the hard work, and you have the passion and the motivation to make this work. You just need to wait for it to pan out a little bit differently to what you thought, and be really open to your intentions that you'd put out when you started this coming to light, but perhaps in a different way. You do need to look after yourself. Focus on the good things that are happening. Make sure you look after yourself and nurture, I suppose, your self-esteem. Don't let your self-esteem get broken down by anything that hasn't happened the way you thought it would, because it will. In the end, everything's going to come together. And then we've got forgiveness and retreat. And this ties in with what I was saying before. You do need to be gentle with yourself. You need to be gentle. You need to go back in to your thoughts, to your creative side, tap back into your emotions, reassess, because it is going to work out in the end. But you're feeling very unmotivated and disheartened at the moment, because obviously things have not gone exactly as you had planned. If this is an emotional thing and it's regarding family or relationships, which usually are tied up with emotions, be really gentle with yourself, because you can't control everything that's going on. You can't control everybody around you. However, you can control yourself. And sometimes you need to retreat and look after yourself, and also reflect on your own behaviors and decisions. That's why it's important to be well organized, to have an understanding of your intention. Sometimes we get it a little bit mixed up, and what we're worrying about actually has nothing to do with what the problem is. So stop focusing on what's happened and the worry, and start focusing on what you can do. Perhaps you haven't been completely honest with yourself about things, and that's okay, because we all do that. That's fine. That's how we usually cope with things, and that's where this forgiveness is coming in. You need to forgive yourself, but you also need to forgive someone else. And I don't know whether someone else has, if this is a creative project or a work project, I don't know if someone else has had input and it's made it hard and things haven't panned out the way you wanted, but there's going to be something good that comes of this, and you need to be aware of that. This is about having sort of self-awareness and forgive that person, because their intention wasn't to hurt you. It wasn't to mess up your plans. It wasn't to make you fail. They're coming from a very different place. It's a very moody card, the forgiveness, considering to forgive someone is quite a positive thing. But it's quite a process to forgive someone, and also to forgive yourself if you feel like, oh my God, I'm giving up, or it hasn't gone as planned. It is a process to go through that. And, look after yourself, but also be aware of the part you've played, because until you are really honest with yourself about what part you've played in however this is panning out for you, you're not going to be able to organize yourself again to get back on top, to focus on the passion, focus on whatever it is that's motivating you here, to help everything come together the way the universe wants. Okay? I just want to pull one more. Oops, daisy. Sorry, guys. I just want to pull one more angel card. Spirit, how are we going to feel once this all sorts out this month? Message from Spirit, please. Wow, that was a big message. We've got a lot of cards there, guys. And the first two are, oops, I'm dropping them. Be brave, and practice makes perfect. So So, sorry, I'm just checking that I didn't lose a card because I had a lot of cards come out then. Oh, 2 more Guardian Angels. You've got 3 Guardian Angel cards, so you have a very, very strong message that someone is helping you out. Could be in spirit world, it could be universal energy, it could be someone that's actually in your life, which is wonderful because it means even though you're feeling this nothingness, this like, no, nothing's working, I can't see what's going on, I'm trying really hard and it's not really working how I thought. You've got Spirit screaming at you that there is someone around you trying to help you. They're trying to help you reflect. They're trying to help you retreat in a way that's not disconnecting from other people or from your project, but for your better good, for you making your mental health better so you understand what's going on, not just from your perspective of, oh, this hasn't worked or I'm hurt. They're helping you. Remember to be brave. And this is be brave in taking risks. If it's a project or a work project that you've got going on, yes, it's great to take risks, but it's also be brave emotionally. Sometimes we don't really think about having to be brave emotionally, but it's important. If you're being aware of what's going on, you're forgiving yourself and others, which is a long, hard journey sometimes. Be brave about it, because if you're not, things are not going to change and you're going to stay in this state. And that wouldn't be fair on you because you have got a lot of passion behind you and you mean well. Whoever has tried to help you with this has meant well. It just hasn't really turned out as you thought it would, but there is the option for this to turn out really wonderfully and everything will come together as you can see the light behind it. And practice makes perfect. We don't get things right the first time, which really is complementing our 3 of air, where there's silver linings and there's been a bit of a rejection of the plan or things haven't gone to plan. But that's okay because you need to practice different ways of doing things. Sometimes it's not all on the person that you think might have upended your plans, or, you know, the business or the company or the family member. Sometimes it's actually on us. We need to sort of reflect, which is what this is about, is retreat, reflect, forgive, and practice makes perfect. Because you didn't get it right the first time, it doesn't matter. Because the universe and spirit is telling you it is going to come together. Okay? So I hope that your month of March ends up being very positive for you. Don't get stuck in this stagnant, it hasn't worked out. And leave me a comment. Let me know how we're going. Let me know if this resonates with you. And I wish you all the love and peace and positivity for the month of March. Thanks, guys.
Do this right. Let's do this right. Let's go to paradise. This I feel like Friday nights. Do this right. Let's do this right. Let's go to